Hey, this is Spectre Actual here. My first time actually doing a video to put up on YouTube, so bear with me here. I've had a lot of people ask me about my hookah setup, so I'm going to do a video on that. This is my Khalil Mamoon. I'm not 100% sure on the pronunciation there. It's an Egyptian style hookah. It's a real nice hookah. All of theirs are good. At least I just don't remember what exact model this one is. Alright, this part here is your the stem, your base. There's just a ashtray here, hose, which this is not the standard hose that comes with most hookahs either. This is a Namor washable hose. The washable hoses are nicer than the other ones. The standard hoses you get, they're a metal wire wrapped with like a synthetic leather. You run water through them to try to wash them out. They get rusted and everything. Just not good. These are like a silicone rubber hose. You can wash them out, and if you get ghosting of flavors, like a lot of times chocolate will, you get that flavor will stay in the hose. You use a little bit of lemon juice in there, and it'll come right out. Next part you have is your bowls. I got a couple different bowls here. This is a mod bowl. Comes with your cheap Chinese hookahs. Really not that great. They're ceramic, and part of the big problem is between here and here is hollow in there, so you get heat loss. In there, they don't distribute heat as well, and you get uneven burning of your tobacco. Next bowl is the Egyptian bowl, which looks similar to the mod bowl, but is actually different. These are solid clay. This is all a solid piece of clay, with just a hole down the center where these holes are at. They're not very pretty. They're handmade. Every one of them is different. And to show you that, here's another mod bowl that I have here. Came with another hookah that's much smaller than this one. I mean, you can see there's quite a bit of difference in the bowl size. They're good for like tobaccos like Nakala, something like that. That's not very wet. I haven't personally been able to try that tobacco yet, but just going off of what I've heard everybody else say, and it's the bowl I'll be using once I get some. So the next bowl here is a Vortex Bowl. I was using this bowl a lot. It works real good for wetter shishas because it doesn't have holes in the bottom. It's got holes in the pyre here in the center. So it works good with things like Fantasia, Starbuzz, tobaccos like that. This one hasn't been getting as much use now though since I got Funnel Bowl. Same kind of concept as the Vortex Bowl, but it's got just one large hole up here on the top. Same thing where it sits in here, so your wetter tobaccos, all the juices don't drip down in the down the holes, things like that. So it also means that you don't have to clean the stem inside the stem there as much because you don't have the juices running down it like you would with the other bowls. Now, a lot of you may have seen where people put tin foil over their bowl and poke holes on it, set the coals on it. I no longer do that because I have this thing right here. It's called a Cloud Lotus. It's a solid metal bottom. It's got little slots in it for airflow. You pack your shisha, set this on top of it. You put your coals in there, depending on what type of tobacco you're smoking, depends on how many. Once you have your coals in there, set this on there. Make sure it's closed, and it'll heat up. If it starts getting too hot, you open that up, and it'll release the heat. Now the coals I use are not your regular quick light coals. I use Coconara coconut coals. They're actually made from coconut husks, so they're environmentally friendly if you're into that kind of thing. The quick lights, they have lighter fluid in them, so you can get they have put off a bad smell. You can get bad taste from them, and a lot of people actually get a headache from them. I really like the coconut coals better. The one downside is they're harder to light, so that's why I have the coil burner here. You can pick them up at Walgreens, Walmart, buy them on the internet, things like that. And they work pretty good for lighting the natural coconut coals. Now with the Cloud Lotus, I've been able to get, with Tangier's tobacco, I've been able to get it last 3.5 hours using the Coconara coals. Putting 2 coals in right off the rip. Once they start to die down, putting a third coal in. Once that starts to die down, putting a 4th coal in. So 3.5 hours off of 4 coals, 1 bowl of shisha. That's pretty dang good. The shisha I'll be smoking tonight. This is Tangier's green apple candy. It smells just like a green apple Jolly Rancher. Very, very good tobacco. And one thing I forgot to mention is with the the Vortex Bowl and the Funnel Bowl, you want to use a mod grommet. It's a little bit thicker grommet here than you would get with the you use for an Egyptian bowl, because the openings are bigger on the Vortex than the Funnel Bowl. That's really about it with the hookah. If you guys have any questions, just put them down in the comments, and I'll try to answer them. Bye.